everyone, welcome. Today we'll be working again on our Revell 1/32 scale Messerschmitt BF110G. So, grab yourself a nice drink and make yourself comfortable, because here we go. Okay, we put a little bit of soap, dish soap, in this water, and the decals seem to loosen up a lot faster. So I think that might be maybe a good way to go. Now we're going to try, I do have those dry transfers, but if the decals are going to work, then, you know, we should use them, I guess. So, yeah, see, that's a lot better this time. We still got some of that gunge underneath. Oh, there's that. There we go. Oh. Keep me in my pool of water here. I was trying to get some of that film out from underneath. Oops. Come on now. See, there we have that little corner thing. I wonder if I can get it with the back of a blade. It just doesn't want to unfurl. Oh, there it is. Now let's see how bad this silvering looks. What about this one here? There we go. Now, I don't know how bad that's going to stay, that silvering. Let's see if we were able to float this into position here. Yeah, that's the thing. These decals do not like to be moved at all. You see how they don't want to move for you at all. They're so thin. Once they lay down, they're like suction cups, which, I mean, I guess is great if you're super pro at laying decals, which I clearly. Oh, there we go. Come on, slide, baby. Okay, now let's see. We need to get you outside more. Come on. Come on. Hey, arg. Oh, no. We're talking about that patience, boy, oh boy. I get you to curl back. I need you to slide, but you don't want to slide no matter what I do. There we go. Now if I can get this one to come back. Come back. Uh-oh. Now, we're so close. If we can get it to move, I can get you this way. A little more of the outside, you think? Get it lined up with that panel line.
Three hours later.
Okay. We'll see how much that, after we get the microsaw. Well, maybe even before the microsaw, because that's what I did last time. I let it dry. And then once it was dry, trimmed away with a really sharp knife, I just sort of, you know, just lightly scored that top so you don't get into the clear coat. And it just flaked away. So yeah, we'll kind of stay with that, I guess. Seeing as it worked once. Once, twice. Listen to me today. What is going on? Mr. Man of 1,000 voices. You might remember me from such memorable films as The Great Decal Dilemma and Decal Disasters 1, 2, and 3. No, in all seriousness, we did get them down. They were a real struggle, yeah, for sure. But we did get them down. I kind of wish I would have used the dry transfers. They would have worked. But I think I will probably go with dry transfers and I think masks for the next 132 scale German plane that I do, because they would have worked. You know, they're the right size. These ones here, they might be a little bit bigger, but they definitely would have worked. But we did get these ones down. After all, after all said and done, we did get them down. We got most of that carrier film to sort of really settle down for us. So we can see we got our rivet line through there, and we added the ones for the treadway. These ones were there. So as far as I can tell, yeah, they go on the side of the fuselage and on the wing there. So we just took the two there, and they went down okay. And we also got the ones on the side. So we got the tail one here, and we've got this here on the tail. That one went down okay, and we had this one side here went down all right. Now it was kind of had a bunch of carrier film, so once it was really dry, I just hit it with this really fine sanding pad, and just sort of went right over it and brought the rivets through the white, and that just sort of weathered it a little bit. Because unfortunately on the other side, we had to sand right down to bare metal. And yeah, so I had one of these decals left for the underside. I would imagine they were 4, but as a night fighter, I don't think that really makes much sense. But and it matches the white cross that's on the other side. So I just decided to lay it down and then weather it right in. We just sanded. I had to really sand and struggle to get that other decal off, this one off this side, because it didn't. It was all the film underneath, in between was all kind of crinkly. It had a lot of that milk film underneath of it, and it just did not lay down. Unusually, it did not lay down as well as this one here. This one here laid down a lot better in the end. But yeah, the other one, it just didn't. So we've got this sort of weathered sort of thing going on here. So I'm going to keep up with this metallizing, and we'll stain and weather and stuff over here on this side, and we'll just make it look like it's taken a what do you call it, the shrapnel bombs that they would, the flak, taking a flak hit sort of, or close to a flak hit there at the rear tail. And I guess now is the fun part. We'll get to peel off the rest of the masking. So what I'm going to do is, these are temporarily fixed with just liquid mask. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on peeling off, but I'm going to take these off and I'm going to leave this masked in, this front part, because I can just shelter this. But I want to get a clear coat over top of the decals now. So what I'll do is I'm going to pop these off. After we get this off, we'll get the masking off, because that'll be fun. And then we can get a clear coat on the decals, let that set, and then we can get our other stuff put together while that's drying. So without further ado, let's see, do I want to peel this off here? And all right, yeah, let's do it in with it on. So far it's been turning out not too bad. Our masking has been pretty good. We'll just keep hoping for the best. And I usually like to come in at an extreme angle and just sort of get the one corner. And once you get the one corner, you can usually grab it with your tweezers. And it's good to pull towards one corner and then just sort of pull it out. You don't want to roll back because the tendency you might peel paint over top of what you painted. You don't want that. You don't want to pull any extra away. So we're just going slow, like we've been saying. This has been a pretty, involving build. It's not a complex build, but for whatever reason, it just seems to be one of those builds where you just sort of, I don't know, gross with it. I guess too, this is actually size-wise the largest model I've built. It's larger than the bomber that I built. The B, what is that? The B25J. Yeah, I took this upstairs and I was holding it next to it, and it's bigger than that one. And that up till now, that's been the biggest model I've built. Can't really see there. I should go to the side, huh? Get it slide over so you can see this coming off. But so far, so good. I think that one's liquid mask. Just want to get it to peel. Ever so gently. Now the liquid mask is a new one for me too. I'm just sort of getting used to using it. My friend Graham, who's a good friend of mine and a very experienced modeler, he's kind of retired now because he's older now, but he was saying, yeah, the being able to micro mask things with liquid mask is a really handy thing, and it's a really nice tool once you get used to using it. And yeah, it is nice. Get that out of there. Oh, I might have a little touch up back here. Maybe. Got most of that. Peel this off. Try to get it to come out. There we go. Alright. Get this one. There we go. Cool. I'm so excited. My Decals should be coming soon for the Spitfire. And our local model show is coming up in a few days. And on the weekend, this weekend coming up. And I'm so excited because last time there was a ton of stuff. Like Decals and aftermarket stuff. And I got not a huge list, but I have a list of some stuff that I'm really looking forward to finding. I hope I can find some of it there. Oops. And a couple kits to be on the lookout for friends. So, but there's a troop of us going. If you've never been to a model show, it's well worth it. I had never been to one up until a couple years ago. I went to my first model show at Heritage Con, and me and my friend, it was the first time we'd ever gone to one, and we were both absolutely, just gobsmacked. You think, oh, the model's right, but there was so much there, and the level of work was absolutely fantastic. And yeah, anticipating the same this year. It's a great show, and it's held at our local Warplane Heritage Museum, which we are very fortunate to house the only flying Lancaster. So where they have the model display is right there in the hangar with all of the planes, and there's quite a few planes in there, beautiful ones. There's Spitfire, and yeah, there's quite a few. Actually, I think when I do the little update from the show, I will include that, a little a tour and a little example of all the planes that are there. But there's some beautiful planes there, and it's a great place actually. It's not far from me. It's only maybe a 15-20 minute drive from where I am. So, and it's fairly reasonable too. We go the odd time. Gone the odd time for the visit. Oh, a little bit of lifted tape here, and I'll see. I hope we didn't get anything bad happen. You don't know until you be. Oh no, we're okay. Yay! Look at that, eh? Awesome, sweet. It's always the fun part. I remember when the first kit that I did was the Black Widow, and it has a frame cockpit, and I didn't know what to do. And I had gotten some decal paper, and my friend showed me how to print some decals, and I just printed some really skinny black line decals and laid them over and did it that way. And it actually worked for a while. A few of them have peeled off now over time, but that was like the second model I ever built. First one being a Lindbergh helicopter kit that I got at the dollar store for $4. A little Bell Huey, I think it was. I painted it black, like a CIA Whisper, whatever helicopter, CIA sneaky helicopter. I still have it. Yeah. But that was it. I built that helicopter. I was like, oh, this was too much fun. Yeah, built it in the afternoon or whatever. Painted it up with craft paints. I think I got everything I needed right at the dollar store, except for the nippers. I had nippers. But yeah, it doesn't take much to get you started. If you go into the model store, like when I had first got the bug maybe to get something in my, get you the bug in your head, I went to the model store and I was, discouraged at first because I thought, oh yeah, you know what, that's crazy, man. At my age, I'm not getting into this because, I'm looking at, oh, okay, I need a pair of nippers, I need this, I have my little list. I got, 1/3 of the way through the list and I already spent like $300, and I was like, okay, this is going to get a little bit crazy. And then, I started looking around and I was like, okay, wait a minute, I can do this. But the thing that really did it for me was pre-owned kits. And I hadn't really thought about it at first, but then I'm a deal hunter, so when I need tools or compressor or whatever, even, table saws, stuff like that, I'll usually go looking on the used market first. And more times than not, I find what I'm looking for in really good condition, if not, almost brand new, and at a much better price. And I've, been able to do that for a lot of things. And I started to apply that to model kits, and it just seemed to be the right time. It was about, I guess a few years before COVID hit. And there was quite a few, I was surprised. Like every now and then there'd be like a lot of kits would come up, like 3 or 4 maybe kits at a time, or a couple airplay kits. And I was looking at what the new prices for these kits would be, and I'm thinking, whoa, this is like a $100 kit for like $30. That's a no-brainer. And so I bought, pretty well, almost pretty near everything I saw for that first couple years. I was still working, so I had extra cash. And I'm glad I did, because now I don't really want for much. You know, you need your supplies. But now, as far as kits go, sure, there's the odd kit that'll come out brand new, like the ICM Tarhe. That's one that I wanted to get. And I actually just picked up the, is it the Kazov? The Russian, like, alligator 135 scale trumpeter, one of those. Because I wanted those. But, you know, they're few and far between, the kits that I get a, you know, the fizz for. And we can do this one. Ooh, that wasn't glued anyways. We have those so we can pose them open. Whoop. Okay, nice. We got a good framework going on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these out. I think I'll take them all out. Well, let's take this one off. Go up overhead. Boink. We'll get this one off on top. Because the only one I'm going to leave in place is this front one here. Because that's the only one that's actually glued in. And it has some putty going around it too, the plastic putty. Because the fit on the Canopy was a little bit rough. Although I didn't get into grinding pieces to get them to fit. Like sanding the edges or anything. Here we go. Beautiful. See his little head. And let's see which side. I'll go this side first. Yeah, because the matte coat, I don't mind the matte coat getting on the guys. And the interior, that's fine. And I could have waited, but I'd already picked some off, so, right? I could have just waited. And, not picked off anything, and then I would have just been able to spray at will, so to speak. Let's get this one off. I'm going to get you in the middle so we can see what the heck is going on here. And you hear the radio upstairs. I left it on for the bunny, Oliver. He likes the radio, the jazz station particularly. Classical too, though. He seems to prefer. My son's rabbit. Ooh, this one's stuck really. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Ooh. There we go. And let's get this one, and then it's just the two left at the side. Here we go. I guess I can go to the just get in on that extreme angle ever so gently. The heat is on. I am just singing everything today. I'm a man of a million voices. See, I'll take these off. I can clean up these bottoms. Right? Touch up any paint we need to do or anything. But now that we know that everything's going to be okay, we can carry on and tune it right up. So rabbit hair, cat hair, or dog hair, one of the three. Take your pick. There we go. Okay, so now I just want to make sure that I'm free. I don't want to peel any paint off the body or anything, so I just want to make sure I got. Okay, there we go. I'll spin her around to the other side. Spin around to the other side. Just gonna run my blade along there. Dun, 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 dun. Oop. Oop. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, this might come in handy for the open position, maybe, huh? Hey, huh? Okay, let's just set you right there with the lenses. Now, I guess I want to take you off still anyways. Don't I? Like, yeah, I do, because I got all this stuff here. So come with me. Yoink! There we go. Okay, set that there with that. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay, there we go. I can get my gasket out. That was a good idea. See that? Oop. That stopped that much paint getting in to the cockpit. So that was a good idea, Joel. Not too shabby. So there we go. We'll let this, we can give this a nice clean. There's a good look at our frame. Pretty clean, not bad. Nice. Very happy. That looks pretty good. So we'll get the other ones set aside here. We'll give them a nice cleaning. We'll get a matte coat on top of our decals and on top of the thing again here. On top of the top. On top of the top. And, oh, I forgot to show you the custom ones I added. Or I'll just pop this back one off. See? Oh. My blade on there. There we go. There we go. Peel the rest of that off. Oh, I've seen a dog. The dog's tooting up a storm over here. I don't know if that's going to come through on the microphone or not. Sheena, you're supposed to be a lady. A little bit of clean up just along this edge here. Oh, there it is. Just that little bit. Got me toothpick. My cocktail stick. Oh, yeah, gonna clean up nice. All right, we should be okay. Looking pretty good. Okay, set that one there too. All right, so I think now we're ready. I'll get a clear coat on this, and then it is back to the destructions, and we will be putting together. So we have a lot to do. Oh, before that, here's a look at the other side decals too, before I forget. So yeah, I just had these ones from another kit. They're right here. These. So I had these decals here. And I thought, oh, you know what? Those are kind of cool, actually. Like this color here I kind of liked. I almost thought about maybe trying to use these stripes. I suppose I still could sort of on the bottom of the thing, maybe. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I got enough going on. But anyways, I cut out these little patches here, and I did one on the nose. Zoom in. I did one here on the nose, and I did the other one on the rear tail, just to sort of carry it through. So I put one on the front part here by the cockpit, and then I got the other one here on the back by the nose. Or by the back on the tail fin, and I used the number of the 9K, and I thought that looked kind of cool. So I don't know. I don't know that they're what they designate or anything really, but they were off a Henkel, so whatever. I think they look good on there, and that's where they're gonna live, anyways. And there's our damaged back. So I'm gonna dry brush in some more aluminum in here, and get this looking like shined up like this, like the metal. And yeah, I had it like that, but I ended up sanding a little bit away when I polished it again, when I was scraping down the decals and damaging the decal. But I think that looks actually kind of cool, so I gotta go with it, right? So let me get a clear coat on this, and then I guess we'll get back into the assembly, because we've got the array, the antenna array out here on the front that's going to be coming out. And we've got our exhaust and manifolds and ta-da-da-da and the rest of the landing gear and all that fun stuff. So let us continue without lollygagging any longer. Well, we have BF110G. Gee whiz. Look at that. I am really, really, really digging it. It's enjoying it so much, I almost don't want it to end. But we have a couple pluses so far. So we struggled with the decals. That was brutal. And, you know, all right, lessons learned. Like I said, this is a learning process. So I love this kit, and I'm not going to really bum that up. You know, there is the carrier film. We can see it a bit around the decals. And we'll see how much weathering. We'll get into some weathering, and maybe we can hide a bit of that. But I am definitely at the model show maybe going to look for the 135 scale. I think it's by Border. Make a 135 BF109. And I think I'm going to look for another one of these kits. I think I might build this again and revisit this kit. I know it seems crazy. Or maybe just the BF110 again. But yeah, I thought we popped together and, you know, just get a look at it here before we start breaking into our other bits. I know I said it was probably going to be like another episode or two, but I think with the extra you know, struggle with the decals And I think with this, I want to do some research, because I think we are going to put this in flight, because that doesn't look bad, eh? The canopy fit together. I think we can get her glued in pretty good. In flight. So I want to look at some, actually I think, I'm mentioning them again, I think Flory made props in motion for his build just recently. I'm sure he did. And he went through a whole episode, I think, where he was experimenting with airbrushing, you know, the color at the end of the prop, airbrushing onto some clear discs that he cut. And I think I want to do that. So, yeah, I've got the last bits here. I've got what we've got pre-painted and ready to pre-paint, sort of here, and then I've got what's left on the sprue here for our other bits. So we've got our antenna and our exhaust, and it's not much really. It looks like more than it is, but there's our antenna bits. We've got the shocks that go on the landing gear. We got a few little bits and bobs that we would have broke off that'll go on the bottom, and the antenna on the top. And then this is also going to be the first model that we've ever run line. I want to run the line in this model for sure. So I'm really looking forward to that. I want to get the, you know, the thread strung from the antennas. At least try to, anyways. We're going to attempt it, and I'm really excited about that. So a bit of a swing and a miss, I guess, with the decals, but overall, I mean, overall, I think, you know, I think it's all right. I can live with it. Like, it's our first, you know, sort of go with that. So, yeah, I'm good. I'm all right with it. I think when we weather it in and everything, it'll be fine. I really like the color. I think it's ominous. I really like the way the color's turning out. So I think what I'm going to do is polish these off. I'll take this off, and then we can flip this over upside down, and we can get started on piecing all the extra bits together. So for the next episode, I am going to we'll be pre-painting all the stuff that's left, and it'll basically be final assembly. And I think then we can really get into, you know, how much we want to weather as far as chipping and stuff, and get something figured out for our propellers in spin motion. So, yeah, I guess a little bit of an in-between episode, I suppose, but I still feel like I accomplished a bit this time. And I guess that's it for me for now. But until next time, live, love, laugh, plan something for the future. And that's when I'll see you. So, till then, bye.